Good morning, Mandeville, at home and at school. How are you all? Did you enjoy that really hot weather we had last week, or did you all feel like you were melting a bit like me? I'm just really glad that Molly had a haircut before it got so hot that she couldn't stand it anymore. We've got 3 weeks left until the summer holidays start, and it's that time of the school year when everybody is starting to think, what will happen next year? The teachers are asking me all the time, which class will I have? And the children I know are thinking, which teacher will I have? And which classroom will I be in? And for year sixes, they've just started thinking, what will it be like to leave Mandeville and start my new adventure in my secondary school? Will I make friends? Will I know anybody at all? The only thing that is certain is that everybody will have a bit of change. Things have to change as you get older, and you have to get older because that's just what happens. Do you remember in my assembly a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about change and how it can make you feel a little bit worried or maybe a little bit excited? Can you remember Miss Ellingham teaching us about something called catastrophization? She told us that when the change is coming and you're feeling a little bit worried, what you should do is to think about and talk about what's the very, very worst thing that you can think of that could happen with that change. That's not very likely to happen. Then you have to think about the very, very best thing that could happen with that change. And to be honest, that's not very likely to happen either. What is likely to happen is that it will be somewhere in between, nowhere near as bad as you think, and probably not as good as you dreamed either. Let me tell you about some of the changes that I know will happen at Mandeville next year. There might be other changes that I don't know about yet, but we'll wait and see. First, let me tell you about 3 teachers that aren't going to be here next year. Mr. Parks, who's our tutor in Year 5 and Year 6, is going to be working as a maths teacher in another school in Hertfordshire. We'll miss him very much, but he's very excited about his new job. Tara, the teaching assistant in Year 4, is moving house again. She's moving back to Essex, and we wish her lots and lots of luck, but we'll miss her too. And Miss Miller in Year 2 is moving house too. She's moving to Cambridge, where she's going to be a Year 2 teacher in a different school. We will miss them all very much. Miss Back, who's been training with us in reception this year, is going to be able to stay at Mandeville. That's a really nice change. She's going to be working in Key Stage 1 with all of the children there. Some others of the teachers and the teaching assistants at Mandeville might be changing classes or year groups next year. That's a big change too for them. The third thing that will definitely be changing, and you will notice this, is that Chrissy won't be here for very long because she's having a baby. She's going to be at home looking after her new baby, which is due to arrive somewhere in September. The fourth change that you might notice is that some of the classes are going to be a little bit mixed up. In reception and in Year 1 and Year 2, those classes are all going to be mixed up so that we have different classes when they go up into Year 1, Year 2 and Year 3. That might feel a little bit scary for some people, but I can tell you the teachers have worked very, very hard to make sure the right people are in the right classes. When the children came back to school recently, I know that there were a lot of people that were a bit nervous about going into bubbles or new classes with people they didn't know very well. I found some children outside yesterday and asked them what they thought. On this lovely sunny day, very, very hot day at Mandeville, and I have found 2 people to interview about their experience in a new bubble which started on Monday. So Annabelle and Santi have come back to school this week, and they are in the, which bubble?
Monkey.
The monkey bubble, okay. So, when you started in your bubble, were you a little bit worried, Santi, about it?
No, I'm so nervous because I barely knew anyone.
You barely knew anyone in that bubble, so you were a bit nervous. Okay, how did you feel about it, Annabelle?
Well,
I felt nervous. I felt nervous as well because I didn't know who was going to actually be in my bubble. But I actually got to know Ruby Joe a bit more because we used to just play with each other when I was lonely. So I just used to come up to her and say, "Can I play with you?" And she said yes. And then some more friends joined.
Okay.
And we didn't really know each other. But now that she's in my bubble and sitting in the table in front of me, we got to know each other more, and she's actually a really good friend.
Excellent. And have you met anybody new that you didn't think you were friends with before, but now you are?
Yeah, I'm Donald, and on the first day of school, from then I've been friends with him, playing football and playing and other games, and I really like him. Before I barely even knew him, and I didn't really see him.
Okay.
But now he's one of my friends, and I really like it. And also one of my friends come and play football and basketball.
Excellent. So you two are having a really good time in your bubbles now? Yeah? Brilliant. And in September, when you go back into your classes, it might not be the same class as you had in year 2. How do you feel about that, Santi? Would it be okay?
Kinda, because if some of my friends are in a different class, I might only be able to see them at break and lunch.
Yeah, you will be able to play break and lunch, won't you? And that's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Because classrooms are for learning in, playgrounds for playing, isn't it? That's where you need your friends. Great, thank you so much. What a good interview. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I know that for some people, mixing up the classes might feel a little bit scary and a bit worrying. You might be thinking, what if I'm not with my best friend? You might also be thinking, that's not fair. Why is it happening to me? Do you remember my assembly the other week about it's not fair? You might remember that I said that sometimes things might seem not fair, but actually there's a really good reason for them. Sometimes it's the grown-ups that need to help the children understand what the reason is. And sometimes you just have to trust the grown-ups. The teachers have worked ever so hard to make sure that everybody has got one of their really good friends in their class with them. But if not all of your friends are in your class with you, you have to think about what Annabelle and Santi said. They've made new friends in their new bubbles, and they've only been in it a week. It all happens very quickly. You're all so friendly anyway. There's bound to be new people to meet and play with. I looked for a story this week about changing classes and being a bit worried about not having your friends, but I couldn't find one anywhere. So eventually, I wrote a little poem myself. And here it is. My friend is in another class. I think the world might end. Who will I sit with? Who will like me? Who will be my friend? My friend is in another class. I'm feeling a bit sad. Why did they do that? Why? Why me? I know it will be bad. My friend is in another class. But hang on, wait a minute. I'll see her when we're both outside, at break and after dinner. My friend is in another class. I know I'll make new friends, but she'll still be the special one I'll play with till the end. When changes do happen, they can be scary, but they're never scary for very long. Very, very soon next year, you won't even remember what it was like to be in your other class. I know you'll always love the teacher you've got now. They'll always be very special. But your new teachers will become special very, very quickly too, I promise. I only have nice teachers at Mandeville. Before I finish this assembly today, you might have been a little bit worried maybe, or just wondering, where was Kevin in this assembly? But just in case you thought you were going to miss him, I found him, sitting in the garden having a cup of tea. There you go. That's your weekly bit of Kevin. Cheers, Kevin. See you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Learn lots and lots and lots, work really hard, and have lots of fun as well. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.